Today's lecture is devoted to types of equivalence. It contains the following questions: the notion of a translation equivalent, translation equivalence of SL units of different levels, and the classification of equivalence. The structural similarity of SL and TL implies that the relationships of equivalence are established between correlated units of two texts. TL units and the TT that are used to render the meaning of these respective source language units in ST can be said to substitute for the latter as their translation equivalent. What is translation equivalent? A translation equivalent is a corresponding word or expression in another language. For example, door, дверь, door, radiation, радиация, radiation. Translation theory studies the system of translation equivalence in a particular language in relation to the other language. The units of SL, which have the units of TL as their translation equivalents in the process of translation from SL into TL, are not always the translation equivalents of these units in TL in the process of translation from TL into SL. For example, I don't like your attitude to your work. Мне не нравится ваше отношение к работе. Here, the English word attitude is rendered into Russian as отношения. But in the second example, их отношения не изменились, their relations did not change. The word отношения is translated into English as relations, not attitude. Translation equivalence can be found on any level of language system, beginning from a phonemic level up to a sentence level. Absolute equivalence is not supposed in word-for-word translation because in Russian translation there are not direct equivalents to English articles and some auxiliary verbs and words. In most cases, word-for-word equivalents are found only for some words of the original. Other equivalents are found on other levels. Equivalence on the phonemic level. For example, lady is rendered into Russian lady, speaker, speaker, Churchill, Churchill, Liverpool, Liverpool. On the morphemic level, tables is rendered as столи, teacher, учитель, backbencher, заднескамеечник. Here the ending of the English form S corresponds to the Russian «ы» morpheme expressing plurality. The suffix «er», denoting the doer of the action, corresponds to the TL ending «тель». On the level of words, he came home, он пришел домой, I looked at her, я посмотрел на нее, my brother lives in Moscow, мой брат живет в Москве. On the level of word combinations, to take part, принимать участие, to spill the beans, выдать секрет, to come to the wrong shop, обращаться не по адресу. In this case, word combinations are equivalent on the whole, but they do not have the words in their structure which are equivalent to each other. On the sentence level, keep off the grass, по газонам не ходить, there is a good boy, вот умница, will you leave a message, что ему передать? In equivalent sentences in the original translation, there are no words which correspond to each other. While comparing translation, we can notice that words with general meaning are in more use in English than in Russian. For example, to be, быть, жить, являться. To go, идти, ехать, летать, двигаться. Equivalents are divided into permanent and variable equivalents. According to the first classification, permanent and variable equivalents. Permanent means when the words have one correspondence one-to-one correspondence. Variable equivalents have one-to-many correspondence. For example, permanent equivalent oxygen, кислород, capitalism, House of Commons, Палата общин, Roosevelt, Variable equivalents, Labour Party, Рабочая партия, Лейбористическая партия, Trade Union, профсоюз, Trade Union. Some of the SL units have permanent equivalence in TL, that is to say, there is one-to-one correspondence between such units and their equivalents. Permanent equivalence reproduces the meaning of the SL unit as fully as possible. They are characteristic to terms, proper names, geographical names, and also to some other words and the word combinations. Very often, permanent equivalent can be found not only for a word, but also for one of its meanings. Permanent equivalents are more or less independent of the particular contextual situation. Other SL units may have several equivalents each. Such one-to-many correspondence between SL and TL units is characteristic of most regular equivalents. The existence of a number of non-permanent or variable equivalents to a SL unit implies the necessity of selecting one of them in each particular case. For example, actual, действительный, подлинный, современный, or writing, пишущий, письменный. The division of equivalents into permanent and variable can be applied mostly to lexical and the phraseological ones. Grammatical equivalents are quite of the other character. They are of the general character, and the information which they contain is made concrete by the meanings of lexical units, which are arranged grammatically. Permanent equivalents are not found for grammatical units of SL. Variable equivalents to grammatical units differ from lexical variable equivalents. That's all. Thank you for your attention.